Welcome, everybody. Here we are for Yang Medicine. I believe it's week 7. Yang Medicine and Energy Mastery Training, week 7. Just a reminder, our course is 1, lighten up. That's to become a golden god and goddess in your energy field, become like total core Jedi. And the thing I realized about lighten up, this might actually be the yang wisdom of the whole course. Number 1, become enlightened, become a light being, work with the most enlightened being in our solar system and get there through this crazy schematic that just totally gets your energy juices lit up and chain reacted into joy. Lighten up, though, just to be specific about it, it's not just easy and spiritual bypass. It's quite the opposite. Yes, we are going to have good humor, good mood, sense of joy, sense of the cosmic giggle, because man, it is funny. We're going to have so much paradox, so much shadow come up that's ridiculously hilarious when you can turn your heart to love to even the worst devils inside you and all the clients you help. Lighten up. We go into the darkest, densest, scariest places with light, with space, with courage, with our hearts open and with power. And we lighten it up in there. So we go right into the density. We don't avoid it. We don't just put on a fake mask of joy. We are real. We choose joy and confidence. We choose to go deep into our cores and lighten that up, the most intense parts. But also there's a reminder, don't take it too seriously. As you lighten up, you're going to realize it's all joy. We've probably already been taking ourselves a little too seriously as a certification course, just as a natural thing of that, when it's really this is divinity training. So Yang Medicine, Energy Mastery tonight, it's all about lightening up. Lighten up, feel good, know joy, know rebirth, know what it's like to be a 7-year-old kid again, is happy and doing the happy dance in circles because you're in your divine realm. And then number 2 is the mission mastery training that we do with bioenergetics, the hands-on healing, chelation on others, all those hands-on healing moves. And that's the light mission where you lighten up the world. You lighten up yourself first through Yang Medicine, Energy Mastery, and then we go out with high-ticket courses, if you're interested, to lighten up the world. Today's mission, once again, we're going to be simple and totally masterful, comprehensive. So pay attention. 90-95% are passing grade. Yang wisdom, alchemize everything. There's a whole point of star schematics. Muscle confusion of energies. Totally get the body going, and then explosion of love. Alchemize everything through star schematics. That's the Yang wisdom. We're going to go over schematic 4. This is the Tantric turn. Everyone's been warned on breakthrough calls in this, that this is not your average mom and dad's energy medicine course. No. Now we're going to turn Tantric. We're going to do it safely. We're going to do it kind of scientifically. This is bioenergetics and Yang medicine, but I do not know how to get you to full throttle enlightenment, total body chakra, delicious, celebratory, energetic, cellular, orgasmic celebration without doing this most important turn. And once again, along with just using light, star, yang medicine in a schematic, this tantric turn is going to make us have results no one else gets. There's no other energy school out there that are going to get the results we get because they're too afraid. They don't know. They're puritanical. They're trying to fix. They're going in and talking about every past life that ever existed when they could just be turning on everything. And we're going to do it in a safe way. It could be a celibate way if that's where you're at. I'm a big fan of energy celibacy, safety, protection, all of that. This is going to be a turn that changes everything and opens up totally new worlds, not just in your life, but in the reality around you. All right. Mastery mindset, warriors, Blissipline. We're learning the Tantric turn. We're bringing in a whole new enlightened perspective of Tantric union with the universe. And we are going to learn emotional warrior, the bliss warrior, the pleasure warrior, the joy warrior, the holy shit, I have wicked fun no matter what, in a satisfying way, not in a run off the cliff way. Blissipline. So we're going to do some mastery mindset around that, emotional blissipline throughout the day. mastery level. And then we're gonna do. I've been like totally looking forward to do number 4, extreme core surgery. I'm gonna show you my one move. I have 2 moves: chelations for other people, and this one move for me, pretty much, with the schematic. In this move, it's a little ugly. Like the cosmic giggle in telling you, like, oh my God, my secret to mastery is kind of ridiculous. It's like a baby. It's like a little ugly. And it's simple and comprehensive in a lifetime journey. So I'm going to show you this one move. We've been learning a lot. We're going to go over them, from laser surgery to the 2-handed heart move, all of these. But in the end, today, I'm going to teach you one master move that I use all the time. And I love it. So we're going to alchemize everything. We're going to do the Tantric Torn. We're going to do Warrior's Blissipline, and we're going to do core surgery. Extreme Jedi continues with the visionary Ascent. This is the deep healing journey. Last month is about enlightenment, the golden age, living your golden age in this lifetime. We've done base camp, we've done the warm up, now we're in it. So might as well keep doing what all you guys are doing in the pioneer trailblazing course here, going out the star and alchemizing everything. You're going out there. I'm really impressed with everybody. Your core is alchemizing from junk to glory. Your gut is going from blah to magnificent. Your cells are going from to hooray. And it's all through this starlight alchemy. You're doing the schematics, you're getting the results, you're learning how to do it, you're getting it more. And you're probably becoming one of the baddest ass star Jedis, light warriors on the planet. So pat yourself on the back and really glorify, celebrate, honor this level you're hitting. We've now completed, in some essence, the Sword of St. Michael. Schematic 1, infinite yang. Schematic 2, infinite yin. Seed energy, schematic 3. And now we're getting to this Tantric, alchemize everything, which is the whole point of why we do this medicine. Go in there into every density, every darkness, any blah, and convert it, transform it, greet it, let it have its expressive moment, and fire into light. So now we're doing this advanced star tantra for what? Everything. It's advanced, in like a lot of like CrossFit, P90X, peak performance, results-oriented body stuff. It's always about muscle confusion. Don't let the body fully figure out what's going on. And what we have with the schematic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is an advanced, simplified, comprehensive muscle confusion. It's an energy gas chemistry set. We put this one with this one with this one, somewhat in this order, but now we can play a little bit more, and we get this alchemization process. We oxygenate, we nourish, we light up waves, particles, cells, muscles, bones, systems with starlight, with the minerals of the freaking solar system, of the sun. You juice up on full spectrum healing penetration, all that light energy, all those colors. And then you're learning how to even kind of work with chunks or metaphors of archetypes or gas bombs of infinite yang, infinite yin, seed energy, tantra, turning it all on to transform density into a combustion bomb of joy and celebration, of orgasmic creation and release, of a unification of opposites, the thing you've been dreaming of actually happening and going off. And identity crushing. You're probably going to have a lot of cries, a lot of anger, a lot of joy, a lot of pounding, a lot of the inner child wound. Great. Density identity gets crushed here into greater, stronger core light. Full spectrum healing penetration, growth, advanced power up. So the star schematic, the star we're working with, the solar schematic itself, the Sword of St. Michael, is meant to specifically connect with our star, this yellow star, the yellow, I think they dwarf, they say. I'd love to learn how to do schematics with other stars out there in the solar system, or in the galaxy, in the universe. I wonder if you guys are like me. Some people don't care. I would love to go up to nebulas and just juice the fuck up, right? Some advanced alien culture, just pull me up to a giant nebula or blue star, the Pleiades stars, whatever, Sirius stars. Give me it all. and let me juice up. Let me just feast on that shit, like tantric style, orgasming and connecting with the universe. I believe when you do this star tantric connection, you find the sun's portal to other stars and other places in the universe, are one of the things you can kind of explore and enjoy. So something with star tantra is I really want to invite you all to just go for it all. Go for it all. I'm not saying going for all the tantra. I'm just saying or the alchemy. Yeah, I am saying for the alchemy. Go for all the cells. Go for all the energy. Don't let any spot not alchemize into total awesome light. The darkest of the dark, the demons of the demons, the clunks of the clunks, the metal, the old bone, the withered muscle, the rashes that James was talking about that went away, the gut, the oh my God, what is that? Crohn's that Paula was talking about that she's working with someone on, like all that autoimmune stuff, all like gut stuff, liver stuff. Just go for it all at once. You have permission. You have the medicine. You have the skills. You have the toolkit, and you have a mastery level of attention you're building. Go for it all. Boom. This stuff is meant to burn up. I know it seems toxic and awful, but that's fuel for the fire. So Star Tantra wisdom, our wisdom of the day, yang medicine, is alchemize everything. You can see this is a very colorful, joyful. A lot of the pinks and the purples are going to turn on now as we alchemize everything. We lighten up and we alchemize it all. Fireworks. Energy fireworks. It's really kind of like that, isn't it? You go in, there's a nasty density, you've lit up enough so you can face it. You go in, it penetrates, just like these nebulous penetrating space or whatever there. It opens up and turns into light and pleasure. So that is our advantage. We have the secret weapon of the sword of St. Michael, and this is how to yield it. This is how to move it, how to get all the results that none of these bioenergetic people that are a little still shut down, afraid of yang medicine, afraid of seed power, afraid of yum. Give me that connection, that star connection with universal yin and yang, sacred marriage, masculine, feminine, sexy God, goddess, unification within oneself. The tantric turn. A lot of people call them, like I work with, they deal with the demons. I was talking to someone just this week on this program about their demon. We got to deal with that little demon you got, that little devil. And she's like, I know. I love that little demon. I think that little demon, that devil, is exactly what's going to get you to enlightenment. But you got to tantric it. You got to lighten it up. If you battle a demon, it's going to take forever. I have done so many ayahuasca ceremonies, battling the demons, illumination works, as they called it, sword of Saint Michael, the Saint Daime, the ayahuasca shamans in the Amazon. Fighting demons doesn't work. Give them what they want. Give energy what it wants, and it'll transform to its natural form, which is kind of a serene state of light arrows, I'd almost say. So the extreme results you get if you even just go a little tantra. I'm not saying go all full naughty, it's go at whatever pace works for you. But if you do this, if you let yourself go tantric, unlike anyone else, with the star schematic, with the sun, almost 99%, honestly, of the power of the solar system, of the energy of the solar system, things go totally quantum. We have had this A-bomb. We've been talking about literally a fusion bomb of energy we've been creating, this atomic age, beating out, atomic winters, showing that love is stronger. And when this A-bomb goes off and then you start going tantric, everything gets quantum. Like universes come in of energy, of wisdom, of knowledge. You're seeing paintings, Michelangelo, and like realms almost. Quantum renaissance of divine energy comes in through going tantric. It's just amazing. I think it's like when you just do that, the world shifts, movement shifts, like the 60s times 11 happen, So the tantric one really brings in this enlightened way, a quantum galactic way that I think human shut down, unintegrated, untantrically unified energetics, unpowered up, trained souls aren't experiencing. I feel like I'm just in like a tantric renaissance day by day. And surprises just come in all the time, enlightened surprises, gifts from the universe saying, keep doing it, keep going deeper, keep making more love. And it's almost like love and war we're doing. It's a war of love and power and pleasure. and light. You heal and grow core power super quick, like the extreme light leader you are, because the tantric thing lets us get into density. And so finally density releases and says, thank God, I really needed that. Ugh. You know, back in the day, I remember in school we used to make fun of how in the 1800s they used to heal hysteria, I think, by having women, hysteria, quote unquote, you know, energetic freaking out in women by using vibrators. And of course, the old doctor would come over and use it, but there is some sense of that, of pleasure heals all this anxiety. So if you've been suffering from anxiety and terror and fear, and you're afraid of your life, you're afraid to go out of your house, you're afraid of the bills, you're afraid of this, you're afraid of the density monsters. A lot of people call me, you're afraid of the cancer, you're afraid of this. The tantric thing will turn it into your ally and go right through it. It heals the demons and turns them into light. So you let go of all sorts of awful sex, sensual trauma. This is what this medicine does. And man, it feels so good to finally be like yourself, your mojo's revving, your divine God, goddess, all those old stories that used to just bum you out, from girls to guys, from bad dates to dad, from brother, from even how bosses would shut you down, all the like yoni cock blocking of bosses, landlords, all this stuff. And you let it go. And you get your power, and then you become your own, like, enlightened Jim Morrison. You're enlightened Laura Croft. You got your mojo, and you're like a St. Michael S. light warrior. Now, this is St. Michael medicine, and if you know anything about St. Michael, like, look it up. The imagery is going to be masculine and feminine, androgyny integrated, with light connected to the sun. You'll find this all over the place. So, not a surprise that once we learn the schematic original energies of this work, that then it goes tantric, to a tantric union of yang and yin, dark and light, density and non-density. Things really work out and magnetize to you with tantric. It's like the law of attraction on, like, you know, super drugs, on steroids. It's on star power. Like, man, free stuff comes in, abundance comes in, the hardest thing fixes itself easily. You're just like in a star alchemized, like, divine state of ecstatic feeling when you do this and fill up with light. Like I said, this is really the whole point of it, is we can penetrate density further, quicker, deeper, for significant core transformation, for photons really to penetrate deeper. That's what the Tantra does. It lets the density open, and pleasure and density. The whole universe and all beings awaken into Eros field magic land. It really does become kind of quantum fairy tale if you can even just turn on a little tantrically. You don't have to turn it up to like 11. You become sensitive and turned on a little bit to life, to the natural sensuality and fecundity all around you. All of life has that tantric experience to it. So the cost of not doing tantric, I think you see it all over this culture, especially not lighting up and then doing tantra with it, is our energy just remains stuck, frozen, unbreakable, guarded, rigid, impotent, depressed, toxic, and impenetrable for photons to work their magic. Ugh. Core shutdown, core stress, core pollution. You know, we can't penetrate light up liquefied density and alchemize it. We remain stuck where we are in the old mediocre non-divine world. Think about it, like non-tantric. Usually, you know, often it'll be day jobs and cubicles. A lot of folks I call in the mediocre, you know, 85% below, core stress shut down for years. There's gonna be depression. There's gonna be anxiety. There's gonna be paranoia. There's just a lot of low energy, and they're living just this kind of mediocre stuckness without light and tantra, you know. So let's get the secret to S4, schematic 4. Now starting to give it like numbers and letters. S4. It sounds like a cool car or something. Car to enlightenment. Fourth gear. Sport. S4 is the secret to the tantric turn. Here we go. Simple. Master starlight sensitivity and pleasure. That's it. You know, everyone has a million ideas what tantra is. I know. I'm not claiming that this is like this ancient lineage Tibetan tantra from some guru dude that never saw the sun because it was winter most of the time. No. The sun told me this. The sun taught me this. This is a schematic based on what the sun told me, what the downloads were, what wisdom brought in. And man, nothing has better wisdom and clarity. I didn't even know what clarity was. I didn't know what healing was. I didn't know what power was until I learned about the star, the sun, the sword of St. Michael itself, or at least the plug for us to plug our sword into. So for Tantra, you got to master in the schematic is just master starlight sensitivity. Remember, we've been talking about being like the most delicious organic sponge, especially like that infinite yin breath where you're just breathing in through your mouth and getting giant, letting photons hit. That in pleasure gives to turn on, you know, so you practice sensitivity, you practice juicing up. I know rigid body types, you've got to learn to open up. Compacted core psychopaths, you learn to power up and power that core and then penetrate your heart and open up to the delicious fluffiness of your heart wings and the sensitivity and how beautiful and sweet you really are. You connect with the sweetness, the mother's milk of the freaking universe, the Milky Way. You know, I think there's a reason for this. Like, suck on the nipple, man. Mother's milk, the Milky Way. Everyone always thinks the sun is like masculine, but it's circular. It's feminine too. It's hugely, right? Infinite yin. So master the sensitivity and turn on pleasure. I probably should say master starlight sensitivity and turn on pleasure. That would be the perfect way to say that. Write it down. Master starlight sensitivity and turn on pleasure. That's how we do the tantric turn. I'm going to have other ideas and ways, but really, if you just do this, because you don't need a breath work here. We're going to do one. It's going to be part of the schematic. It helps the chain reaction. But the first three are all we need. And then the turn. The turn, you don't need a breath work. I have one that's fun. I'm going to record it in the star schematic for everyone to take on the mountain. But this is all you have to do. Through, not just in the sun, really, in your life. Master starlight, because it's the starlight in yourself. The sensitivity within your own spirit, connecting. But also soaking up giant photons from the sun and turning on pleasure. That's it. And then you turn on to your orgasmic yes. Pain, turn it into a delicious moan. A light one, it's gentle. An intense one, go deep. Oh, you know, we've all been there. They always say your best tantric partner is yourself. I know so many tantric people, guys. So many trained professionals, travel the world, heal tons of people, all of these things. Have books out, have podcasts, you know, high ticket courses. And they always say your best tantric partner is yourself. So I'm not saying to go out there in the wilderness, none in the sun and do crazy things, but you totally can. This is a master level course. I want you guys, you energy, like Harvard of energy medicine graduates, to be able to take this to whatever level you like, you know. But we turn on the sensitivity, the starlight sensitivity, pleasure, and this, yes. If there's one word to just say the rest of the week, that going through the death layer, turning the darkness, that celebration, it's an orgasmic yes. It can be a celibate one. I heard a baby crying, and I was hiking, and I thought it was a woman orgasming. And I knew, you know, my mind, I'm very logical. I was like, that is not a woman. Like that, you know, that only happens in like movies or something. I logically knew it wasn't. And I kind of filled it out. It's like, I think that's a baby crying, but it's having little orgasmic yeses. Like it was singing a song, and I could feel the pink and purple energy coming out of the baby. Just celebrating innocent nature, sensual reality. We want that baby, the inner child, that whole seed energy that we've been building, the glandular work, to be really safe, you know, to have a safe space to express. So, you know, you turn on your orgasmic yes. How to do it? This is the breath work, is you start easy with star schematic 4 breath work and turning on to pleasure. You can be a celibate, nurtured, safe, slow, fast as you want. You know, people can get really strange around sex and tantra and like rush things. When I work with clients, I think this is good to pay attention to, guys, because you'll have it. People who are addicted to sex, really codependent, trauma, drama, drained energy, sucking, leeching off each other, you know, And then they want a new relationship, and they get one, and they magnetize one in, and they've been building power. I usually tell them to wait at least 3 weeks before penetration, often 5 or 6. And because they need that space to be safe. And then even after then, sometimes that relationship will go away. And I'll be like, I told you, sometimes it's good to wait and go at that pace. So, go at your own pace. But really, all you got to do is alchemize all the ways particles, molecules, cells, organs, glands, systems with sensitive, joyful light and pleasure. That's the Tantric turn. That's the alchemy we've been talking about. Pleasure training throughout the day. So you go in the sun, you juice up, you do it. But pretend you're in some erotic, kind of wonderful Tantric, connected to divine, creative source energy throughout. Ooh, I love this tea. Oh my God, that flower smells amazing. All these things. And we'll get into some pleasure training, emotional warriorship today. So go at your mastery pace. Kind of the point of the whole thing. Everyone feels safe, confident. You have your sovereignty for this. That was the whole point of this course, is to give you 3 months where it's really just about you and your energy. Everything else, take care of, work, this, that, and also finding your mission. But really for 90 days, it's all about you and your energy and core confidence, core energy, core joy. Now I'm asking, are you on pleasure rehab? If you are. I'm not really on pleasure rehab, but some people indulge way too deep, go way too far, get, up the nose, this or that, dirty energy, da, da, da. If you're on pleasure rehab, know it. Give yourself some time. Clean out the old. Get rid of old mindsets. Blast the density. Juice up. And then once you've gone through your whole pleasure rehab, innocence rebooted, yum, yum, sweetness, and naughtiness combined, then, you can go out and take on the world. But, know if you're on pleasure rehab or not. And this is a good place to really find yourself if maybe you need a little reboot. Schematic 4, the breath work, how to do it. Oh, that's cute. The Tantric turn. Like I said, this is more of an optional one. Really, all I want you to do is go out and turn on. I like to go out and turn on, honestly, with Schematic 2. That's one of my favorites of all time. In fact, you might even see later we're going to do a Schematic 2, Infinite Yin with some gold. Let's not go there. That's a little ahead of the game. But all you have to do is turn on to pleasure at your mastery pace and level. That's the turn. That's this week's medicine. Alchemize with Tantra. But if you want to do a breath work, and I'll have a recording for it, this is a really great extreme breath work to move creative energy from the sacral area, the root area, up through everything, up all the chakras, alchemize them all. And especially also the top, the psychic areas in this. I'll get to it in a second. But this is how you do it. You do long breaths in through the nostrils, full spectrum of pink to purple quantum energy. So you're doing long breaths in through the nostrils, and this can be infinite yang or yin. It's kind of both, really. Just pink and purple energy up through the root center, spine, crown, and then back through. And we're just going to do it for several minutes. The whole point of this is to bring infinite yin and yang energy. You breathe it up. And then you breathe it down. You're going to bring it all the way up, purple, pinks. You can choose. You'll see colors flow. This is going to give a lot of nourishing to the sexual areas, but you'll breathe it all the way up through the root. The whole idea is to penetrate through the legs and the root, go up and then down. We're penetrating through the sexual areas up and down. And we're going to build your energy field huge that way, up and down for a few minutes. And it'll be in the recording, so you don't have to learn it all right now. And you can review this. And then we're going to breathe up through the legs, breathe from legs up through the root and back down. It's all going to be nostril breath, pink, purple. You could also use the mouth. That's fine too. But I generally would say nostril. And then back down. And then you can breathe from root to sacral and sacral back to root. And I would like to go down to the bottom of the legs probably. Legs to sacral, to root to sacral, back down. And you're going to just do that for a few minutes. Root to second, second back to root, back down the legs, back up the root to the second, back down. And then eventually you'll go up to the third, back to the root through the legs, up through the root to the third, back down. It's kind of like that. And then you go up to the fourth. And we're going to just power up every chakra, juice it up with all the alchemy, stardust, tantra, star minerals, starlight that we possibly can. And we're going to give it all this masculine and feminine, pink, purples, probably some whites, to juice up any sexual problems, glandular stuff. It's going to take it to the next level. And it's going to be kind of a quantum initiator. A lot of pineal stuff, a lot of pituitary, a lot of thyroid. We're going to open up all that stuff through this. And you finish with several minutes back of that full body pink purple spectrum nostril breath work. So once again, after you go through all the chakras, we'll go back down through the root, and we'll just come back all the way up, all the way down, doing that for a few minutes, warm down. So you kind of warm up, breathing up through the feet, purple, pinks. You may decide you need like 10 minutes of pink. Pink can be really juicy for the worst sexual wounds, right? You want to go more psychic, you get a little more purple. Celebratory, you fuse the two with a little champagne energy. Probably a lot of you are noticing Infinite Yin has a lot of like really celebratory, female, sparkly, Ziggy Stardust energy. Pinks and purples and galactics. Great time to bring in that. So you breathe up for the warm up. Breathe down, pinks, purples, that in that spectrum range, and follow your own mastery. And then after a time, we're going to breathe up through the legs to the root, back down. We're going to do that for a few minutes, a couple minutes. Then we're going to go up through the root to the second, back down through the legs. Do that for a couple minutes. Back up through the root to the third and down, and go through the whole chakra system. After that, we'll do a warm down, going back through the full body breath. And that's it. That's the schematic. It'll be a really fun recording. I think you're going to love this. And the alchemy of turning it just a little tantric, a little pleasurable, a little sensitive in a safe and comfortable way. I think you're going to love it. You're going to love the results. Now we make like this one little turn. I think you're going to see solves all the problems. And no matter what pain comes up, just turn it to pleasure. Connect with light and pleasure and watch what happens. We'll get into that. Okay, so this is amazing for healing the trauma, sexual trauma, like we were saying, and so many people have it. And if you learn this, wouldn't that be a great high-ticket career for someone, healing sexual trauma for men and women? Whew. Men too, man. Wow, so many men. Powerful heart wing opener, like it just powers you up and fluffs up the heart and turns that whole upper branches awakened to the galactic energies. It fluffs up, it powers you up, and it opens you up to a much more powerful, gentler quantum realm. Total core power up, as we're saying, and it opens psychic abilities, guidance, and divine connection. For me, guidance is everything. All the great ideas for book titles, high-ticket courses for people on the individual sessions, it comes from guidance. A lot of media stuff. Divine connection, I know a lot of people here are excited about the experiences of visions they're having of God, enlightenment, angels, mission, all these things. Enjoy it, go deeper. I think those star portals go on forever. So those are some results you get by turning on to Tantra, doing that schematic tantric chakra power up. And we're starting at the bottom up to really open from that bottom. Everyone's trying to like get into spiritual realms. I want to open up your root and then bring spirit down. Power plus pleasure equals orgasmic alchemical creation, the death layer. All right. Let's just back up and take a look for a second. Light power. So if you take light and you add pleasure and you attack density, it will create orgasmic alchemical creation, co-creation, the divine spark. It's like Michelangelo, where you have God and Adam, and there's that moment. Light and power. So that's why we turn on and have been alchemizing and star juicing you so that you can meet your density, meet your frozen, darkest, deepest, toxic core stuff with power and pleasure. You hit that charcoal with power and pleasure, zip, you get orgasmic chemical creation, life, spark, new universes, new realities, new desires, the tantric turn. and we get the one thing we've been looking for. Remember, in all those extreme Jedi moves, I'm like, attack the line, find the place, crush the moment, find the density. That's the death layer. And a lot of people, they feel like they're dying, dying, dying. Oh God, and then in rebirth. With us, you die knowing it's an orgasm every time, into greater creation, greater power, greater manifestation. So, the orgasmic death layer, that's what we're doing. Light, power, and pleasure to turn that density into light. And it feels amazing. Like, as cool as it is, as tantric and galactic or magic, it just feels amazing in the energy body to totally alchemize it all. That's the schematic for the tantric turn. Review here, if you like. And also, we will have the star schematic recording for you on SoundCloud and the Dropbox, so check it out. A little bit about mastery mindset before we close up here. Light warriors, Blissipline. So we talked about Tantra, we're in schematic 4. Our whole universe is turning divinely quantum now. All of it's activating and turning on. A lot of those dreams you've had are going to start coming in with this turn if you turn to bliss and power. So I want to talk about this emotional warrior, because emotions are your energy reality. When's the master moment? The master moment is now. So your manifestations are now. And as much as we've been talking about mindset, it's energy set. What's your stance of the day? And do you commit? Are you Xena? Are you wishy-washy? Are you He-Man? Or are you like, well, kind of, sort of, maybe? Are you half-asser, dude? Are you like Mr. Quantum Manhattan guy from, Watchers? I think Watchmen. Sorry, cultural people. Emotional warrior. So this week, I'm really going to be asking you about your pleasure, your joy, your bliss. Where's your emotions at? A lot of people looking for golden enlightenment, for core energy, for full golden god, goddess. They have asked for joy. So how's your joy levels? And a lot of people are going up. It makes it easy when you just jump in the sun. Now, here's our activity for Warrior Blissipline. One activity this week is I want you to pick every day 1 or 2 emotions. And then you have a golden bracelet, something that looks cool, makes you feel good, makes you feel rich and professional, hopefully, or like a badass. I have a gold watch that it's like limited edition. It's Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. It just looks amazing. It's a little hard to tell the time, but it's gold and yet creative. It's a total Pisces professional watch. Maybe you have something like that bracelet that just reminds you of the Cleopatra you are. The total Tantra Cleopatra. Or you have, I don't know, some like cool Mayan shamanic thing that's this. Shipibo. Maybe there's a cool Shipibo one. I'm not as into this. But find your bracelet, put it on, commit to emotion or 2. It could be joy. I had joy and sexiness, golden sexiness one day. And then I had gentleness and mastery grace the next. Today, it's passion and power. So you can pick 2 emotions, put on the magic like amulet on your wrist. And as long as you stay generally in that 90%, keep it there. But if you fail, get into bad moods, complaining, old things that have brought you down your whole life, switch it to the other side, take it off. I actually have to take my watch off, put it on my right side, and remember to switch my emotional attitude. Blissipline. So this is your mastery mindset homework for the week, is every day wake up, write in your gratitude book, write in your bragitude book, all the awesome things and why you're the best professional Jedi in the world, why you're certain of the practice you'll be having, all these things. But I also want you to write in that gratitude and brag book every morning this week, 2 emotions that you want. Put on that magic bracelet and commit to emotional certainty. I'll do it too, the rest of my life probably. But go out there this week and see how you do. And at the end of the day, why don't you take it off before bed and rate yourself from 90, like 1 to 100. And you might be surprised how close you get to 90 once you pay attention to this. Finally, core surgery. This doesn't have to take as long as some of the other stuff with the Tantric, since we're closing up here, but this is like the critical move I do. Extreme Energy Jedi. We have already learned the melt and move, laser cut precision surgery, open the cage, align the core, and micro adjust. And all of that is in the Schematic 3 recording. So you can practice, you can find your own ways of doing it, better ways than me. Like, these are ways I'm suggesting. Moving energy with the hands, consciousness, the two-handed heart move. And remember, this is an empathetic medicine. You decide. Light up, alchemize everything, and crush density any way you want. But I am going to teach you my main master move. And I got to say, guys, when I thought about doing this course, I'm like, oh my God. When I teach this one move, it's going to be so stupid and ugly. Mastery sometimes is like a joke. First of all, I think the biggest joke is I started seeing energy when I was 30. It took me 10 years to discover this as an energy master, like as a guy studying energy, bioenergetics, all these things. Going from seeing energy to mastering it took 10 years to figure out the sun and then work with that. And then once I started working the sun, there's this one move that just got me results. It moved through every density. It worked for everything. And so I'm going to share you with it now, but it's kind of ugly. Like mastery, the road to mastery, maybe it's got a few bushes that you bushwhack along the way. And that's kind of cool and part of the journey. So I kind of felt like excited and embarrassed to share this secret with you. Here we go. With this move in the chelation, you can illuminate everything. This is your extreme Jedi stuff. Honestly, if you just learn these two things in this course, you'll probably do well. How to power up with the schematic, how to do the chelation on others. Hey, you learn that chelation, you do a couple ovary, hormone balances, brain balances, you got to get it. And you can work on anybody because you powered up with the schematic. Especially if you teach your clients and do chelations on them. Wow, then they're going to be really powered up. But this master move is for healing yourself. And just like the Tantra, who are you going to heal the most in your life? Yourself. You're going to be doing most of the work on yourself. And that's where you get the most results. So this is really the move, guys. It's so simple. Turn yourself on. Build yourself with light. Alchemize with schematic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn yourself into a atomic love bomb of fusion energy. But here's what I do with every density. I breathe. I find it. I attack with pleasure and light. I give it a tantric squeeze, and I release. That's it. That's the one move I do for everything. Usually there's some on my throat. I'm focusing on the throat some because I can release through throat. So I'll breathe in deep. I'll attack with light and find something. I'll squeeze, I'll move, I'll power through, I'll cannon it, whatever. Cannon from the right to the left, through the legs, laser everything. You can turn yourself to Tron laser. There's a million things you can do. But somehow you're almost going to be squeezing or moving or pushing or that. And then you release. And usually I do a release kind of through the mouth. It's like it's almost like a belch, or I'll make a sound or a moan. And that sound, that moment helps me squeeze it all out. I like to squeeze as much as I can of a core. So I breathe, I find it, I attack with light and pleasure, give it a tantric, and get as much out as I can. And then I breathe and expand and fill up again. The best thing you can do is fill up with photons. But this is the extreme Jedi move that works for everything. And I just want to, if you can take your left hand, put it on the top of your thymus, your right hand below it, we now have our two-handed thymus heart move, healing move. I use this all the time before bed. All the time. I use this in the sun. It's my most badass energy healing move. I've had nights where I blasted through like 30 lifetimes. You'll find it too. You blast through lifetimes. You blast through junk that's held you back forever. Two hands, and you breathe. You find, you attack with pleasure and light. You give the tantric squeeze and you release. Now, one way I can do that is I can like circle energy and pound it in. So it's kind of like a squeeze, but I'm breathing, I'm finding, I'm attacking, I'm pushing, I'm alchemizing and moving. There's a transformation happens with a squeeze, a crush, a move, and then you like release. That's it. I love the two-handed. Sometimes I'll take niacin at night, and if you've done niacin, it can juice you up a little bit, get you hot, so you got more energy. You've been in the sun all day. You've done the schematics. You've alchemized. You feel like a god. You lay down with your core. You put your hands on your heart, and you start doing deep, deep medicine, and you get vast amounts of your core back. You know, our goal for 90 days is really 5 times the amount of core energy you had, yang and yin. And this will get you there. Star schematic and the simple master move. It's a little ugly. It can be a little gross. It can be like a little bit of a belch. You squeeze that spot in your gut. It may go out as a, flatulence. That's energy mastery. Is you got to get that, like, the core cleaned out, the appareo, the vessel, totally like filled up with light, clean and powerful. So this, we fill up, and then we use this one move. And I love the two-handed on my heart. I go deep. I often will use infinite yin to attack and hunt really old stuff. The infinite yin lets me go through space. It lets me open up densities, and then I can put more light in. So sometimes I'll hunt with that. We'll do a schematic. We've done some already, but we'll do more schematics where we really go on the hunt with this extreme move. So that's it, is you breathe, you find it, you attack it with pleasure and light, and you squeeze and release. You do that, you can illuminate any energy field. And don't forget the chelation for others. So, mission 1, Yang Mastery tonight, is that golden god, goddess. And upcoming is our golden mystery with bioenergetics. With mission 1, this is with our Jedi work. We turn on, we power up, we breathe, we squeeze, we release. That's the extreme move. Usually I find there's kind of a belch or a noise or something. So that's why it's kind of a little ugly sometimes if you're doing deep core stuff. Sometimes when you're going in the core, I should say this, and you're like literally kind of pulling out a chunk. And don't worry, good stuff will fill its place. But maybe sometimes don't, like, watch yourself. Go at your own pace, because sometimes I'd go a little too deep and be like, I got to do that a little slower, because going for core stuff, it can be a little intense. And always turn it to Tantra. And then the chelation is doing that light work on others. It's the best hands-on healing modality out there. You just work on segment by segment. And honestly, you'll use the work that you use on yourself in one with the two-handed healing, turn on, power up, breathe, squeeze, release, attack with light and pleasure. You'll learn that you'll use those skills in the chelation. Like, the best place to practice that is on yourself. And then when you get on a client, you really got it down. You're like, I know this, it works, and energy works with you. It's cool. All right. So thanks, everyone. We have done our missions today. We had a lot. We alchemized everything through Yang wisdom. We learned how to turn all the cells energy in this into yummy, celebratory, God starlight. Frozen, dead flashlights are turning into full lightsabers. Great. Schematic 4, you've learned the tantric turn. Let's start. Turn on to pleasure. Turn on to pleasure. You'll have the recording for schematic 3 to go deeper, power up all the chakras, get that real quantum awakened turn going on. Mastery mindset is that warrior's Blissipline. Get that cool bracelet, watch, whatever you got. Stick to 2 moods a day. Master moods. Isn't that cool? I'll call it that. Master moods. And stick to 90-95%. At the end of the day, rate yourself. Now, if you go offline for more than a few minutes, switch sides and get back in alignment with your energy for the next hour or 2. If you fall off again and you notice it, you can switch and get your mood back up, because that's your core energy. Wherever your mood's at, that's your core energy, generally speaking. Cool. And we learned my extreme core surgery move. Breathe, attack and find with light and pleasure, squeeze, and wring it out. Release. That's the alchemical process. Pretty easy and cool, really. Very effective with yang medicine. Alchemize everything, the tantric turn, warrior's Blissipline, and core surgery. That covers our missions today. Upcoming, we're going to do with mission mastery, rigid defender, dream therapy, and white black tantra. That's all coming up in the upcoming mission masteries. I think you'll love how we deal with shadow energy. It's like white black shadow tantra. Like, no one deals with the shadow like we're about to. Dreams, how to work with them. And we're also going to get more into the specifics of the tantric turn. Make sure to check out the recording, and next training we'll go deeper into details on that. Now, thank you all. Once again, give yourself the hugest, giantest, gentlest lioness bear hug for doing this work, for showing up, for like really taking a risk to go places no one's gone before. Thank you all for joining this pioneering journey. I wish you luck. I wish you enlightenment. And I will see you again. We'll see you all on Mastery Mountain. Thanks and good day.